came storming out of the gate, applied pressure, but as we mentioned, once we got beyond a certain point in round number 2, Doherty got comfortable, got himself out of the corner and began to find spaces in between the non-stop punching of Mitchell Asari.
He didn't, like you said earlier in the first half of the programme, there was 4 things that judges decide how you win the round, and you can't just be aggressive, it has to be effective, it has to be clean, and you have to do other things to make you win it, and you know, 1 out of 4 isn't enough.
So next we move to the women's 66 kilogram weight division. So it's Dion Berman against Lucy Kiselewska in the women's championship final in the 66 kilogram weight category.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout 14, which is the female national amateur final at under 66 kilos. Bout number 14 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red with white trim, and representing the East Midlands, hailing from the Bronson Golden Gloves, give it up for Dion Berman! And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, her opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all black with white trim, representing the UK Armed Forces and the British Army. Give it up for Lucy Kiselewska! Your referee in charge, Mr. Wayne Armstrong. Round 1.
So we're underway in the women's 66 kilogram weight category. This a contest between boxers from the Brownston Club in the East Midlands and the British Army boxing team. Southpaw, wearing red, is Dion Berman. Her opponent is just trying some raiding attacks from the perimeter. Lucy Kiselewska of the Army, silver medalist in last year's championships at the 69 kilogram weight class, but looking to bomb away with those long rangy shots is Dion Berman. Really aggressive start from the southpaw wearing red.
Yeah, she's come out and she's using her southpaw stance and very well. She's leading with the jab and countering with the backhand and coming, using a third shot as the hook.
It was a terrific performance at the semi-final stage by Dion Berman to eliminate national champion Jem Campbell from Islington. Here she is against another tall figure in the form of Lucy Kiselewska, who was beaten by Jodie Wilkinson at the 69 kilogram weight class at the 2021 championship final at the back end of last year. Here she is at 66. And again, it must be something of a rare experience for Kiselewska to be punching upwards, but she cuts a towering figure, does Berman, in the 66 kilogram weight division, and she's dominating the ring space. Not just a tall fighter, but a tall pressure boxer. And when you're facing somebody with that type of stature and that type of mentality, she scores with a terrific jolting right jab. And it's like being pursued by a telegraph pole. They just eat up all of the space.
Yeah, she's it's not very often that the southpaw fighter would be aggressive. Will be the aggressor. Normally, you're so used to orthodox that you're a counter boxer, but she's on the front foot. She's moving her body. She's trying to get close.
So Kisileska just trying to draw her opponent in, falling short with the jab that time, but keeping the feet going is Berman. Berman looking for the left hand over the top. Kisileska tries with a right, scores with the right hand to the body, but was picked off by successors upstairs from Berman.
Kisileska is doing the right thing. She's coming in low, because for a tall person it's harder to punch down, as mad as that sounds.
Not as much leverage on a shot when you're punching down as to when you're punching straight or punching up.
Yeah, that's right.
So deep into this opening round is good straight shot during that combination from Kisileska, but the better of the exchange, first and third boxing from Berman. My goodness, she set out her stall right from the opening bell and scored with some really eye-catching straight shots, did Dion Berman.
There was a point in the round where Kisileska started low and just came over with a looping backhand which caught Berman.
Some of the action from that opening round.
See, that was a good hook, but there just wasn't enough. There was just the one hook that she was trying. Berman's coming with the jab. She just leans back so she's out of distance, and then comes back with another 1-2. Kisileska's doing the right thing. She's moving side to side, she lands with a good hook there. She's moving side to side to try and get out of the way of the straight shots that are coming straight down the middle.
So into the second round then, mention the fact that Berman beat Jem Campbell, the two-time champion and #1 seed at the semi-final stage. In the quarterfinals the day before, she prevailed over Maisie Hodgkinston with a first round stoppage. So again, using those attributes of height and length and aggressiveness to good effect en route to this championship final. Kisileska looking to go one better than she did last year, and there's a beautiful lead left hook which swivels the head of Berman. Terrific shot selection.
Yeah, it was good. It was as she came, she just dipped underneath and came over with the hook, and she followed it up with a backhand, which both shots landed.
Berman keeps on pressing, extending that backhand on her forward foray, but Kisileska cutting a relaxed figure here in something of a new experience, facing somebody who is taller than she is, but she's making a good adaptation, looking to launch sneaky raiding attacks, and she got through with the right hand there during that exchange. But back comes Berman, off the rope spins Kisileska before a tangle ensues, forcing the intervention of the referee. Good right hand to the body, but then countered by a shot over the top from Berman. A right hand to the body came from Kisileska.
Yeah, and she's throwing more than one shot now, so she's adding a third shot, whether that's a hook or whether that's another straight shot, a 1-2-1. But it's just getting it closer to where the target. So the first one might not land, but the second two do.
Well, there you see Berman beginning to re-establish that right jab. That triggered a foray across the ring from Kisileska. Good right hand to the body, looping left hand. May have been a slap from Kisileska to end that two-shot salvo, but then scoring in between it was Berman. There's a looping left hand from Kisileska once again. 2 minutes gone in the opening round, in the second round.
As Kisileska's trying to go over and outside of Berman's jab, she's just blocking it and coming inside with a jab of her own or a hook, which is catching Kisileska every time.
So Kisileska continuing to watch and wait, momentarily turning southpaw as she skips in a clockwise fashion around the perimeter of the ring. She was speared by a left-right combination, and again letting long looping shots go to the body is Berman. Good portion of the round for her. Kisileska back as an orthodox boxer now, waiting, but she has to be mindful that she doesn't wait too long. The seconds continuing to tick away, and it's Berman who is just being the busier boxer here. Left hook was the final shot of that attempted combination from Kisileska. And there she springs into action on the sound of the 10-second clapper, does the Army boxer wearing blue. But look at that double jab left cross from Berman. Terrific conclusion to the round. Fixes her opponent with a bit of a glare as the bell sounds. And I wonder whether Kisileska has let that second round slip by letting her punch output drop in the final minute or so of round number 2.
Exactly, and you've got to think about it. 3 minutes is not a very long time when you're not competing, but when you're in that ring, it's a long time, and the judges are sitting there watching. And what do you remember on the close rounds? You remember, you know, the start and probably the end, and just the double jab backhand at the end just may win you the round.
So many outstanding boxers over the years have used that tactic of a strong conclusion. Olympic champions Sugar Ray Leonard and the late great Muhammad Ali were masters of just producing a furious rally, an eye-catching rally in the final 30 seconds of a round to leave it to just stir in the mind of the judges. As we move into the third and final round of this contest, the 66 kilogram final. Don Berman from the Brownstone Golden Gloves Boxing Club. Kisileska looking to go one better than the silver medal she earned at the back end of last year. Berman has come out really aggressively, looking to cut off the boxing ring once again, rather than follow Kisileska around the perimeter. Kisileska looking to box off the back foot and draw in Berman so she can snake out that right hand there, but she was caught by an uppercut while her back was to the red corner was Kisileska. She gets out to the space of center ring and then fashions a clinch just to allow her head to clear.
Yeah, well, what Kisileska's doing is every time she's moving to her right to try and get her foot on the outside, she's bringing herself square on, which means that she's open to the backhand straight down the middle, but she's just countered with a backhand of her own right then.
Good right hand to the body, left hook to the head from Kisileska. It was a straight right hand to the body, followed by a bent arm shot upstairs. Beautiful counter right hand to the body once again from Kisileska. The left hand upstairs went long, and now Kisileska is getting onto the back foot, looking to drive back the aggressive southpaw wearing red. So approaching the midpoint of this third and final round. And again, the same combination. Kisileska using that to good effect, triggering the attack from Berman and responding with a counter right hand to the body, left hand upstairs.
Yeah, she's just... Berman's just dropped the pace a little bit. She's getting caught with a backhand there over the top. She needs to get a jab back out like she was earlier in the round.
Now she's trying to re-establish it, scores with a left hand to the body and then comes upstairs. Terrific work from Berman during that combination. Working upstairs and downstairs well, body and head. And again, her reach in evidence during the course of that successful period of the round. And she scores with a right jab once more, looking for the southpaw left. That's countered by Kisileska. And Kisileska turning these periods where they come together into exchanges. Feinting on the front foot is Berman. Counter shot not too far away from Kisileska. Looping left hook attempted. Just grazed the chin of Berman, who comes forward behind a right jab and then did score with the two shots that followed. Left cross, right jab from the taller boxer. So closing seconds of the third and final round. Kisileska looking for a sneaky right hand before skitting off. Takes a left hook on the inside, then Berman looking for the left cross. The sound of the 10-second clapper has spurred Kisileska forward. A terrific contest. Now I happen to think that the woman in the red corner will be declared the victor here, but what say the judges at ringside? But from an aggressive start, a busier punch, a busier work rate in the second round, and then eye-catching shot selection in the third, perhaps just will catch the eye more than the successes that Kisileska had, where Kisileska did have success in the third, going body then head out of that orthodox stance.
Yeah, you can just see there, she mixed it up with a jab, and a backhand uppercut. And Kieselewski bent down into it, which make it, like we said before, like you're running onto the shot.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside scored the bout a unanimous decision in favour of your new female under 66 kilo national amateur champion, and boxing out of the red corner, it's Dion.
That is a wonderful moment for Dion Berman. Her double bicep flex at having been declared a unanimous point decision victor over Lucy Kieselewska of the British Army. Dion Berman is the England national boxing champion in the 66 kilogram weight class. Lucy Kieselewska makes it back-to-back silvers, albeit in 2 different weights, bested in the final once again, but she competed with everything that she had and showed good variety when scoring to body and head, but just not busy enough to deal with the effective aggression of the towering southpaw that is Dion Berman.
Yeah, when she was landing, they looked at more powerful shots, but she just wasn't landing enough of them to have a sustained effect on Berman. And then Berman was just using her length and her leverage and her southpaw awkwardness to just pop her shots off, and she got more comfortable to do that as the rounds went on.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, give it up for Cameron McKay.
So up next we move into the men's 67 kilogram weight class.
Somewhere in this town, see me and the boys, we don't like it, so we're getting up and going down. Hello, right to left, you see us coming, I think it's best. Move away, do you hear what I say?
So it's Hugh Malone facing off against Cameron McKay in the final of the men's 67 kilogram weight division.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 15, which is the male national amateur final at under 67 kilos. Bout number 15 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing white shorts and red vest, representing Midland counties and hailing from Christ the King, give it up for Hughie Malone! And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, his opponent wearing white shorts with a blue vest, and representing London boxing, hailing from White Hart Lane, give it up for Cameron McKay! Your referee in charge, Mr. Paul Allen.
Round 1.
So we're in the 67 kilogram division, and my goodness, what a blistering start by both boxers. The man in red, Hughie Malone from Christ the King Boxing Club in Warwickshire in the Midlands counties, came out with a sharp left jab, but look at the response from the man who would just put on the end of a right cross, Cameron McKay from White Hart Lane Boxing Club in London. 2 sharpshooters going head to head right from the opening bell.
Yeah, Malone came straight out, put the pressure on, forced the pace, and McKay did well to respond.
Malone, the slightly taller of the 2 boxers, and he's using that asset to good effect. McKay boxes at a terrific tempo, possesses fantastic variety, and there he's looking to go through the gears, but in Hughie Malone, he's meeting a boxer who is just as sharp as he is here in this championship final. Good defense with that right glove to block the right hand that came in, and it's good work. Look at that defense work, but then the right hand from McKay did get through the middle of the defenses from Huey Malone.
Yeah, I've been saying it all the way throughout the morning about, you know, doing a third shot. It's easy to block the first two, but Malone did a good job at actually blocking all three.
Right hand over the top, and then success to the body from Malone, but the right hand over the top came from McKay, and now he's looking to go first and third during these exchanges. Terrific nudging right hand landed on the inside by Malone, and both boxers finding holes in the defenses of their opponent as Malone goes downstairs. Double left hand to the body. McKay looking to prise open the forearms and gloves of his opponent wearing red.
Good uppercut by Malone there.
And again, he's using his hands to terrific effect to ward off and fend off the shots coming in his direction. McKay intelligently changes tack and drives in a right uppercut to the solar plexus of his opponent. Oh, beautiful catch and counter from Malone. Blocked it with the right hand and came right back with an uppercut. But McKay keeping his concentration, remaining undeterred and looking for shots at short and mid-range.
There was actually a two-shot uppercut and hook to the body which landed as well.
There's a left hook to the body from Huey Malone. Now just looking to fashion a clinch. It's been a terrific punch output here in this 67 kilogram final for the first 2 minutes and change of the round. Oh, terrific left jab on an upward trajectory from Cameron McKay. 10-second clapper sounds. Both men working to free their arms. Huey Malone looking for that right uppercut once again. The mauling continues on the inside. Wow, what a round of boxing between these two speedsters in the 67 kilogram final. Cameron McKay set the tone by springing out of his red corner, spearing his opponent with straight shots. Excuse me, that was Huey Malone who sprung out of his red corner, spearing his shorter opponent, but McKay played his part as well.
Yeah, he definitely did. You can see him here. He's a bit wild with the shot and get caught with one over the top, but he's putting the pressure on. He's hunting them down, and he's trying to find the gaps in the space to be able to punch into. He doesn't want to be held. You can see him trying to push him off with his elbow.
That was the type of territory the contest was 14 for the entirety of the first round. So into the second round we go then. As the man from White Hart Lane, Cameron McKay, progressed to this final with a very impressive display in his semi-final over Jordan Shaw of the British Army. Unanimous point decision verdict where he showed terrific variety and a relentless punch output. Good shots to both body and head. As for Huey Malone, he prevailed on a walkover after Patrick Hewitt of the Lee Boxing Club in the Northwest region wasn't able to make it to the ring for that semi-final. So rather than being anything but rusty, as he continues to use his arms and his gloves to terrific effect to fend off the punches that McKay is trying to land. It's becoming a little bit untidy now, and both boxers have to be mindful that they don't smother their own work. Malone trying to dig away to the body, looking for a right hand over the top, then a corkscrew left landed for the taller fighter wearing red. And I use that word advisedly, fighter, because that is what this one is shaping up to be on the inside. Good left hand landed, but then Malone comes back with two shots underneath. The left hand was landed by McKay. Now it's at long range for one of the few times in this contest. Digging away with the left hand to the body is Malone. And we're going to have a warning here. And for failing to keep his head up, a point has been docked from the scorecard of Huey Malone, courtesy of that public warning. Whether it's taken into account at the end of round 2, where it was issued, or at the end of the contest, that point deduction will be considered on the scorecards of the judges.
Yeah, is that there isn't much landing cleanly here because they're both getting that little bit too close and smothering each other's work.
Cameron McKay just Saw his head clashing with that of Malone as he came up out of a crouch. But again, in a round, in a contest such as this, with a minute to go in the second, a moment of quality could well be decisive. Good left hand landed to the body by Malone a few moments ago. Malone being spoken to in no uncertain terms once again by the referee about his responsibility to keep his head up. The two boxers go forehead to forehead once again as McKay looking to force the pace, force and apply the pressure. Look at McKay springing upwards with his head into the face of Malone, and Malone, well, he's got to keep his concentration here.
Yeah, McKay's just going in, head hunting, and he's not looking in particular at anywhere. He's just looking to punch, but he's smothering his work. He's trying to get around.
So deep into this second round, and an incident-filled second round, because Hughie Malone so a point docked from the card of Hughie Malone for careless use of the head. Not keeping his head up, but this is the territory where the round was fought for the entire 3 minutes.
Yeah, and it's hard because when he's the smaller fighter, you kind of want to push him off with your shoulder, so you do lean in, and when he's coming, you end up in a tussle. But as the taller fighter, it looks like you're the one crouching down to do the leaning.
So to the third and final round then, and looking to establish a straight left jab on the resumption is Cameron McKay of White Hart Lane. Remember, Hughie Malone had a point docked in round number 2.
And that could be decisive. As these 2 rounds have been really hard to score.
Well, the quality that they're searching for is just being blanketed by continuing to operate at this territory and in this posture. Really difficult to separate the two. Everything is seeing their arms entwined. Everything is seeing their heads rubbing together vigorously. Cameron McKay given stern admonishment from the referee during that talking to. Hughie Malone looking for the left uppercut on the resumption, but again they find themselves back in the same pattern, in the same territory. Can't fault the industry, the effort or the endeavor. But here's a good left jab from Malone, but look at that right hand, left hook success, and a right hand from Malone. It was a terrific first and third burst of boxing from Malone. He went first, McKay had success in the middle, but then Malone had the final word of the exchange. Yeah,
and that's all the difference between what we're seeing right now and the shots we've seen just before. Just that little bit of step back so that you can throw the shot and have the space to be able to actually extend your arm fully, instead of these bent arm shots that are up close. Great hook.
Good left hook to the body, dug in by Cameron McKay. Oh, that's a beautiful left uppercut, grazing the cheek of Hughie Malone from Cameron McKay. On the resumption, he swayed over to the side and just uncoiled the uppercut. And now McKay looking to find some quality, but then look at Malone respond with a left uppercut and left hook to the body.
One of Malone's shots was a little bit below the waistband there, but luckily it was on the blind side of the referee, so he didn't notice.
So both men missing during their attempted straight shots there. Minute to go in the final round. McKay looking to dig away to the body, looking to bring the uppercut through on the inside. There's a nudging right hook landed by Malone. Both boxers will no doubt be feeling the effects of this contest because it has been very physical indeed. Strength of one another constantly being tested at close range. Counter right hand was a scoring shot from Malone after the attempted right of McKay was off the mark. Malone looking to go down to the body, McKay looking to respond with a left jab to the head, but again the crowding and the mauling continues at close range.
Yeah, and there's nothing much clean landed now. We've gone back to the way it was in the previous rounds where it's just a little bit smothered, but that was a good backhand the body.
Straight right hand driven into the body. What a contest between these two men. The action unrelenting from opening bell to last. Lots of grappling, lots of infighting, lots of mauling on the inside. The final shot of the round, a straight right hand driven into the body by Cameron McKay. And remember, in the second round, Huey Malone from Christ the King Boxing Club in Warwickshire was docked a point for careless use of the head.
And you can see that he actually was throwing some good hooks and good body shots. That was right on the belt line. But then he was coming under, he got his warning again. He was just dipping that little bit too low, but what a uppercut from Cameron McKay.
Cameron McKay comes to the ring, having taken the intermediate title in London and the national development title. Hasn't been boxing for very long. First bout less than 4 years ago, and he's looking to extend his impressive record. 26 wins out of 29. Will make it 27 out of 30 at the conclusion of that final. Very close indeed. That point deduction could well be decisive.
So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, where your officials and ringside scored the bout a split decision. 3-2 in favour of your new male under 67 kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the red corner, it's Huey.
And it's Huey Malone. A 3-2 split decision victor over Cameron McKay. And Huey Malone from Christ the King is the national champion at 67 kilograms. A really hard fought contest where they fought one another practically to a standstill. Lots of infighting, and despite having a point deducted in the second round, it is Huey Malone who has prevailed to claim the national title at 67 kgs. Cameron McKay in that contest every second of the way.
Yeah, like I said, it was a bit of what you wanted. It was very, very close, and what you liked. It was very similar to a fight we seen earlier with Asari, I think it was, and Louis Doherty, and it was like a boxer versus a fighter, and one of them was trying to get their shots up and trying to box, and the others just closing the gaps and closing and putting the pressure on, not allowing them to do that. So here walking into the ring is someone who was my main sparring partner for my last fight for the world title, Cindy Ngamba. Very strong, and we've used her for that reason. She's been sparring lots of top professional fighters. I know that she's been in with Savannah Marshall, she's sparring with Chantel Cameron, so she's not new to a pressure fighter. She's not new to a southpaw. She's very new in regards to boxing experience, but she's making that up with using getting in with the pros, and she's not scared to have a go. I know.
So there is Amara Taylor, semi-finalist in last year's championships at 69 kilograms. She's making her way over to the blue corner. The Box Smart Elite Club in Warsaw. Shiny Singh, the head coach at that club. Cindy Ngamba of the Halliwell Boxing Club over in the red corner.
I went to a Halliwell amateur show to watch Cindy and support Cindy, and the reception that she got there, topping the bill against I think it was a Swede, was unbelievable. So I expected to be more of the same here, and she'd be very well supported. She's a very well liked young woman.
So there is the lineup in this 70 kilogram final. It is Cindy Ngamba looking for a second consecutive national title against Amara Taylor. So there is Shiny Singh on the perimeter of the boxing ring, just adjusting the headgear of Amara Taylor from the Box Smart Elite Club in Warsaw in the Midlands Counties region.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 16, which is a female national amateur final at under 70 kilos. Bout number 16 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all black with gold trim, representing the Northwest region and hailing from Halliwell, ABC, give it up for Cindy Ngamba! And ladies and gentlemen, her opponent across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing white shorts, blue vest, and representing Midlands Counties, hailing from Box Smart Elite, give it up for Amara Taylor! Your referee in charge, Miss Emma Smith.
Round 1.
Well, what a contest we have in prospect here. It's the 70 kilogram final for women. The woman operating out of the red corner is Cindy Ngamba, who comes to the ring as the reigning 2021 middleweight champion at 75 kilograms. Here she has shed 5 kilos, looking to win her second consecutive national title. Her opponent is Amara Taylor, a semi-finalist at 69 kilograms in the 2021 championships last year. Perhaps not quite in the middle, but both of them in a new weight division. And here they are at the finals on the national championship stage.
Yeah, and they, you know, both have come from a high level of championships from last year, Cindy being the winner, Amara being herself. So, you know, they're both very skill-wise. You can see technically they're both very well prepared, and they'll know of each other. You always know people in and around your weight division and who you take out your threats and you brilliant backhands.
There is Cindy Ngamba showcasing her skill set of accurate punching, but then look at Amara Taylor come right back. But Cindy Ngamba progressed through to this final on a second round stoppage, getting Alina Graham of the Aston Boxing Club of the Midlands Counties region out of there with a terrific display of accurate punch picking. There's a long left jab on an upward trajectory, picking off Amara Taylor as she comes in, but Taylor scores with a left right to the body of her own, straight right cross driven into the sternum of Ngamba. But Ngamba, the success over the top after that.
Yeah, both of them are not really wanting to give away the centre of the ring. They're both standing there, they're staying there, they're moving around, and they're hitting and pivoting after the shot. So no one's in fear of going back to the ropes.
So 2 minutes gone, and Ngamba really picking that backhand well. But Amara Taylor keeping her composure there. She looked for her straight right hand to the body. Ngamba keeping the attack going, looking to drive Amara Taylor back across the boxing ring, but she just neutralizes the front foot pressure by spinning off in a clockwise fashion. Now she's moving counterclockwise as the boxers fall short of the mark with their attempted straights. Oh, there's another two-shot combination, backhand, left hand from Ngamba with the eye-catching shots during that trade-off.
Yeah, both females are very, very sharp, and if you don't get your hands back quick enough, the other one's going to make you pay. Cindy came with a good jab. She leant back and came back with a backhand which caught.
So 10-second clap up as Taylor coming forward behind a double jab which didn't find the range. Amara Taylor just continuing to circle in a clockwise fashion. Terrific conclusion to the round. Cindy Ngamba landing their heavier punches during the course of that opening 3 minutes, but Amara Taylor with her successes as well.
Like I said, both were very sharp, but when you think about the shots that you remember, it's probably going to be these ones coming from Cindy. good jab. Keeping it, this isn't technically both sound, and then they both finished on a jab which both landed. Sometimes with the head guard as well, you don't necessarily have to land on the face to make it look like a good strong shot. If you just catch the top of where it says sting and your head flicks back, it makes the shot look better than it actually was.
Second round.
So we're going to the second round then. Maura Taylor out of the blue corner of the Box Smart Elite Club in Warsaw, contesting her first national final. I've said that her journey to this point has been a reward for her perseverance after the disappointment of being eliminated at the semi-final stages. And Gamba looking to bomb away with that backhand once again, but Maura Taylor keeping her composure. And it's Ngamba triggering off with that lead left hand. Onto the front foot now is Ngamba, bobbing and weaving in front of Taylor, looking for a right hand on a downward trajectory. Left, right, not too far away from Maura Taylor.
Sometimes when you change weights, you wonder when someone goes down whether they'll keep their power and pick up speed, which Cindy looks like she has. And then for Taylor, you wonder if having that extra kilo also will make the difference, and will you slow down or will you add power to your game? And both of them look very sharp. Taylor seems to have kept their speed too.
Beautiful double jab, and then a right cross to the body from Ngamba, and then a reverse 1, 2. It was a right hand to the body first, then a double jab, as Ngamba continuing to work up and down and having a terrific portion of the round. Maura Taylor had a success, but the better of the exchanges. The first and the third boxing coming from the woman in red. Ngamba with a terrific portion of the second round.
Yeah, they nearly took the referee out with them. The referee fallen as well, but Cindy's just getting into a rhythm now, and Taylor just has fallen out of it. She doesn't really know how to respond to what Cindy's putting in front of her. Cindy's going head, body, bringing them round.
Good variety being demonstrated from Ngamba. Now Maura Taylor gets onto the front foot and leads off that, coming together with a double jab. Left, right jab to the body, right hand, left jab to the head, right hand to the body from Maura Taylor. But then back comes Ngamba with a double jab, right hand to the body, looking for a left, right, and then finishing with a right hand to the head. Ngamba boxing very well indeed, and her punches just appear to be slightly heavier, but Maura Taylor looking for a right hand while Ngamba was punching there. Good right hand to the body's a scoring shot, but Ngamba is going to be spoken to about keeping her punches up. From our vantage point here ringside, it appeared to be a fair blow, but of course the referee far closer than Natasha Jonas and I. Terrific success from Maura Taylor, but then what about that for a final word? The backhand, right hand from Ngamba.
Yeah, and she's doing, like I say, she's spinning, she's getting out of the way as she throws it, so she's always coming back to the centre of a ring and having enough space to be able to move back if she needs to, if the attack's coming. But she doesn't like taking a backward step, I know that from experience.
So left hand from Ngamba, right hand over the top from Maura Taylor. Maura Taylor with a left jab. They're looking for a right hand of her own, followed by a left jab. But Cindy Ngamba showing terrific variety during the course of that second round. Make no mistake, Maura Taylor is in this contest, was in the round, but I just don't think she did enough to win the round. Good variety and heavy leather thrown by Cindy Ngamba.
Yeah, and the sorry thing about it is that Taylor's not actually doing much wrong. It's just that Cindy's landing with the better shots and being more accurate. But if you look at her guard and how she's doing, there's nothing wrong that she's doing. Cindy's just coming with it, the backhand, the body, the hook to the head. She's there, she's trying to trigger, she's trying to wait, and she's just getting caught. She's waiting that split second too long. She's got a good guard, and she's just getting caught, picked off with the last shot of the thing, which making Cindy win the exchanges.
So into the third and final round we go then. Oh, that's a beautiful right hand over the top from Cindy Ngamba. arcing right hand, catching Amara Taylor. She took it well, she's kept her composure, and perhaps sensing more than anybody here at Manchester Central that she's trailing in this contest. And Ngamba going in pursuit of the success that will turn this contest around. But both boxers remaining incredibly sharp as Ngamba looks for a right hand again. There she lands with the more solid of the left jabs during that exchange.
Yeah, and Ngamba's had experience of being on going to tournaments with GB now, so she knows what that elite international experience feels like, and that only brings you on in your boxing as well.
40 seconds gone in this final round. Amara Taylor continuing to navigate her way around the boxing ring very effectively. Right hand to the body, then a left half hook, half uppercut upstairs from Ngamba, who's going head and body once again, looking to uncoil a left hook at centre ring is Ngamba. The boxers exchanging jabs. Right hand over the top from Ngamba was an eye-catching shot during that exchange. Terrific action as Ngamba looked for a right uppercut and turned it into a right cross. The right uppercut was off the mark. What an atmosphere here at Manchester Central. Both of these boxers receiving tremendous support, and each one of them drawing inspiration from it in pursuit of the national title.
Yeah, well, Taylor knows, maybe believes that she needs to win the round, and the downside to doing that is that you leave yourself more open. When you're chasing something, you leave yourself more open to be countered yourself, and that's what Cindy's doing, coming with twos and threes, heads and bodies, switching the levels of attack, and she's just catching it over the top and to the body. Now she's using uppercuts.
This is terrific work from Cindy Ngamba. There was a right hand over the top, and Amara Taylor who takes a left hook and then a right hand to the body. Amara Taylor just has to watch that she doesn't get overwhelmed during the course of these exchanges here. Minute to go in the third and final round. Amara Taylor, her belief, her competitive spirit still strong, but it's Cindy Ngamba who has gone through the gears in this final round, showing wonderful variety, scoring to both head and body with straight punches, arcing punches, and how about that for a ramrod left jab from the reigning middleweight champion?
Yeah, it was great, and the uppercut and backhand to follow it. We've seen a lot of straight shots for the first two rounds. Now she's adding all the bent arm shots to go with it. So, you know, when you get used to someone throwing ones and twos and ones, and then all of a sudden they're coming from the sides, they're coming up, it's hard to defend against. But Taylor, like I say, hasn't been doing much wrong, and she's still fighting every step of the way.
And then she comes back with a right hand during the course of that 1-2, and look at her drive and Ngamba back towards her own corner, the blue corner, as Amara Taylor looking for the shot to turn this contest around. She's not going to have the time in which to land it, and there is the bell. Wonderful to see that show of respect between the boxers and the opposing coaches. But Cindy Ngamba has surely just boxed her way to her second consecutive national title in two different weights, dropping down from middleweight at 75 kilograms to 70 kilograms here, and she did not miss a beat. Terrific display over the course of the 3-3-minute rounds, showing wonderful variety and very good accuracy as well.
Yeah, I mean, her athleticness shows, and obviously, you know, like I said, she's got a good engine. She's been in with the likes of Chantel, who is renowned for her engine. She's been in with the heavy punchers like Savannah, and she's been in with myself, who's a southpaw. She's wanting that experience, she's wanting to learn, and she wants to get onto that international thing, and the way to do that is by winning tournaments such as these.
3 rounds of boxing, the weekend of the scorecards, where your officials at ringside scoring a unanimous decision in favour of your new female under 70 kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the red corner, it's Cindy Ngamba.
Cindy Ngamba is the national champion at 70 kilograms. The culmination of what has been a terrific tournament, capped off with the crowning glory of the national title here. Cindy Ngamba takes her second consecutive national title, adding the 70 kilogram strap to the 75 kilogram middleweight title she won at the back end of last year. Cindy Ngamba is a national champion, but Amara Taylor deserves immense credit, the woman from Box Smart Elite, because she acquitted herself very well indeed, showing her skill set, but she just met a boxer who was in a magnificent flow here throughout this final today.
Yeah, she did. Like I said, I kept on saying it throughout commentary, she wasn't doing much wrong, but Cindy was on form today. and she came away with the win, which I know she wanted. And what was lovely to see is that I think her coaches jumped higher than she did, and like I expected, I said about the amateur show that I went to, she got a brilliant reception. And on to another guy that I know very well, Ivan Dunyak.
Ivan Dunyak is over in the red corner. Making his way to the blue corner is Ted Jackson from the St. Paul's Club in Yorkshire. So there is Ivan Dunyak of the Rotunda Boxing Club. As Natasha says, somewhere that she knows very well indeed, knows Ivan Dunyak very well indeed. His opponent is Ted Jackson from St. Paul's.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 17, which is a male national amateur final at under 71 kilos. Bout number 17 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all black with gold trim, representing Merseyside and Cheshire and hailing from Rotunda. Give it up for Ivan Dunyak! And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring is opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing white with blue, representing Yorkshire and hailing from St. Paul's. Give it up for Ted Jackson! Your referee in charge, Mr. Tony Canali.
Round 1.
So we're underway in the 71 kilogram division, and as is his custom, the man boxing for Rotunda wearing red, Ivan Dunyak, has steamed out of the corner and is immediately looking for solid straight shots. His jab is like a scaffold pole. It's terrifically stiff and straight, and he's looking to establish his favored combination as he scores with a right hand over the top. Terrific punch picking, and he's a heavy puncher as well, but how about that for a counter right hand? Terrific punch picking, and that is the way to negate front foot pressure. Ted Jackson stepping back and cracking the aggressive, advancing Ivan Dunyak with a wonderfully picked right hand.
Yeah, now you've just got to keep you calm and keep your senses. You don't want to run into anything because you're frustrated and get caught with anything again and get another count, because then obviously the fight would be over.
But that was composure personified from Ted Jackson, because Ivan Dunyak, a man born in Belarus, now boxing out of the Rotunda Club in Liverpool, who have had so many champions over the years. But there you see how explosive he is, slipping to his left, landing with a bent arm lead left hand. Ted Jackson electing to box with a low lead left. He was looking for the right hand himself, but may have been picked off by a right hand over the top. There's another left hand on an upward trajectory from Dunyak, who, despite taking a count, is back in the pocket looking for his own hard shot. Successes once again.
Great backhands coming over the top, and you've just got to watch out for the jump back and the lead hook from Jackson.
Reverse 1-2 attempted by Dunyak. Tucking up tightly is Dunyak before exploding out of his crouch with a hook. Jackson content to snake out that long left hand in a bid to keep his man at bay, but there you see the explosive feet of Dunyak springing into life and catching his man with a corkscrew left jab. Jackson looking to land his own lead left hand, but he really does close the distance quickly, does Dunyak.
Yeah, he does. He's good at keeping himself low and then exploding upwards.
Bobbing and weaving to evade the straight shots coming in his direction once again. After making his man miss, he couldn't complete the equation and make him pay. Dunyak. Lead left hand may have landed with the inside of the glove, but you see Jackson keeping his composure and trying to counter the hook with a straight shot down the middle. But he really is committed to his attacks. is Dunyak. Pushes off that back foot, closes the range. There you see a right hand over the top, flicking away with that lead left from around his pec is Jackson.
What Jackson does well is he flicks his hand out to give him that space to step back, to still have the leverage on his punches. But it was a good round. I mean, he did get a count, but as you say, it doesn't necessarily mean a 10-8 round. But it was a good round from both boxers. Nice bit of skill.
So Dunyak just being called down over in that red corner.
Yeah, it's just pretty interesting to see the shot that caused the count again.
The right hand
stumbles.
Well, catching him on the way in, as we've pointed out throughout, he's so committed to his offense that his feet may have been off the ground when the shot landed.
Yeah, and you for the referee who's half twisted another way, you can't see the eyes. You have to make an instinctive decision, and it's not easy to do that. We often have a joke in the rotunda, he's like Jekyll and Hyde, because he's just the nicest person outside of the ring, but once he steps through that ropes, he's got a bit of an alter ego and he changes who he is. Great job.
So into the second round then. And Jackson looking to establish his longest straight shots. But it's a good left hand landed by Dunyak once again.
Great job. Jackson's finding it tough to deal with the explosiveness of that jab, and he's trying for the counter and giving himself space, but a great backhand over the top.
So Jackson looking to establish that left jab once again, but Dunyak remaining a dynamic figure in front of him. There's a left jab off the back foot to deter the forward foray. Dunyak just inaccurate with his work, swinging roundhouse lefts and rights to try and tag his taller opponent. Again, solid left jab from Dunyak. Nice defensive maneuvers in the pocket, but he was picked off by the final right hand as Jackson kept the attack going. At his semi-final, Dunyak prevailed on a unanimous point decision verdict over Zachary Evans of the Priory Park. He took a standing count in the second round. There's a slapping left hand around the corner, but it lands with the inside of the glove rather than the correct knuckle part of the glove. As for Ted Jackson, he won in his semi-final as he scores with a nice left jab off the back foot against Joel Bartle of Guildford in the Southern Counties region. So Jackson feinting, and there's the right hand that brought about the standing count in the first round. Terrifically picked once again, feinted with the front foot and snaked the right hand over, catching Dunyak as he was coming in. Yeah,
he had his feet planted that time. He tried it before and he just missed because he was mid-hip, mid-jump, sorry. But that time he had his foot planted.
So Dunyak keeping his wits about him by causing these first phase of attacks from Jackson to fall short, to momentarily switch southpaw. But because Dunyak's head movement is so good, would Jackson be advised to make it a two-phase or three-phase attack? Because the initial phase, as he scores with that right cross once again over the top of Dunyak's left, closing seconds of the second round. And again, it's Jackson with pockets of success, particularly with his backhand, but Dunyak, effective aggression out of that explosive crouch style that he possesses.
Yeah, he definitely had a better end to the round, Jackson, than he did start. I think Ivan was quite dominant towards the start of the round, but you can just see his guard is high. He's just waiting for that time to explode with that lead hand, which is causing Jackson a lot of problems. but Jackson just waits there, and he baits him and baits him and baits him with the lead hand, and as he comes, hits him with the backhand.
Well, both boxers were up incredibly early, preparing to enter this third and final round. They were looking over the shoulder of the referee directly into the eyes of their opponent, saying, okay, 2 minutes are down, but I'm feeling great. How are you feeling? All of that body language being demonstrated between the two ahead of this third and final round. For my money, the boxer in blue, Ted Jackson of St. Paul's. He takes another right hand over the top from Dunyak. I feel he's trailing in this contest despite giving Dunyak a count in the first round. There he tries to get on the front foot and land that right hand, which served him so well in the first when he brought about a count, and then he used it to pick off the advancing Dunyak in the closing stages of round number 2. This is Jackson's 4th national final. He's only won 1 so far, so he wants to even up the record at 2-2, but Dunyak has his own ideas of occupying top spot on the podium.
Yeah, definitely. Jackson was better when he was going first and third, when he's on the front foot and he's making Ivan throw and then making him miss and countering. But when he just lets Ivan settle into a rhythm and lead off with that lead hand, it's hard because he struggled with the speed and the accuracy of it.
As for Dunyak, he has paid homage to your club, Natasha, saying he's so thankful for everything that Rotunda has done for him. And he's characterized this as a fantastic journey so far, but of course the destination is to occupy the number 1 spot on the rostrum. Right hand was searched for by Jackson once again. Neither man really accurate. There was leather landing, but it was with the inside of the gloves from Dunyak during that coming together. Looking for a looping roundhouse right again was Dunyak, but he was countered by a straight shot down the middle from Jackson. And I'm just not sure that, given what has transpired over the previous 2 rounds, that boxing at this tempo is going to be enough to get it done for Jackson. Of course, the weight that we're at, they start to crack up here, and there's always the possibility of a single shot KO being landed. But I think Jackson has got to be busier.
I think from his body language and the way he's boxing, I think he might think he's leading. You know,
if it comes down to the judges, he may well have a point. It's been very competitive with both boxers enjoying successes in their preferred territory, but there is Dunyak in microcosm, making his man miss and exploding out of the crouch to land with cuffing shots of his own. Oh, there's a beautiful 1-2 right hand left hook from Dunyak, checking the chin of Ted Jackson, who took them well and remains within punching range, going in search of his payback. Left hook attempted once again from Dunyak. It was long, but that roundhouse right did land right on the money, and the sound of the 10-second clapper has spurred Jackson into life. He's waving Dunyak on. Dunyak retreats, lands with a looping left. A terrific contest. Action all the way to conclude this 71-kilogram final. Van Dunyak of the Rotunda Boxing Club and Ted Jackson out of St. Paul's, which is where Luke Campbell, 2012 Olympic champion, hails from. Jackson looking to emulate the accomplishments of Campbell by ascending to a national championship success. I don't think he's done enough, but what say the judges?
It'll be interesting to see how the first round was scored, and I think that'll be the case for the winner.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, a winner of the scorecards, we're your officials and ringside, scoring a unanimous victory in favour of young male under 71 kilo national amateur champion, boxing out of the blue corner.
And it's Ted Jackson who prevails on a unanimous point decision verdict over Ivan Dunyak. His back foot punch picking crucial in securing victory. And Ted Jackson, competing in his 4th national final here, has secured himself his 2nd national title in his first year as a senior. Ted Jackson is the national elite champion in the 71 kilogram weight class.
Yeah, it was, I think, the first round, you know, it was very that would have been the decider, because the other 2 rounds, well, 1 round I'd give to Jackson, the other round I'd give to Dunya, quite clear. So the decider was the first round, and obviously the judges have scored it to Jackson.
So Ivan Dunyak, his all-action style, ensuring that it was a thrilling contest. He comes away with championship silver.
Give it up for Jerry Lee Palmer.
Terrific bout to witness.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 18, which is the female national amateur final at under 75 kilos. Bout number 18 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes. And introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all silver, representing London boxing and hailing from Churchill's. Give it up for Debbie Carter. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, her opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all white with a black trim, representing Midland counties, hailing from West Warwick's ABC. Give it up for Jerry Lee Palmer. Your referee in charge, Mr. Alvin Finch.
So we're underway in the 75 kilogram middleweight final. It's a contest between Demi Carter of Churchill's Boxing Club in London and Jerry Lee Palmer of the West Warwick's Amateur Boxing Club out of the Midlands Counties region. The woman in blue, Jerry Lee Palmer, comes here as the silver medalist from last year's championships at 75 kilograms, and she's looking to get onto the front foot, scoring to both head and body, and immediately Demi Carter's got problems with her head guard. So running repairs carried out over in that red corner to the satisfaction of the referee, and indeed Demi Carter, and the action resumes. Good work to the body from Carter. Takes a left hook from Jerry Lee Palmer. And both boxers checking the chin of one another with bent arm shots early in this contest.
Yeah, they're working well from the long range, but then when they're inside, I think it was Carter landed with a brilliant lead hook.
So just over a minute gone in this opening round. Looking to snake out a trip hammer jab is Carter. Beautiful left uppercut and then a right hand straight down the pipe from Carter. Terrific 2-shot combination, and then digging away with a hook to the body before bringing it upstairs. Carter showing wonderful variety.
Yeah, and Palmer's not just there to be punched either. She's catching and returning and being very effective with her bent arm shots as well.
So hooks continuing to be fired in from both boxers. Just beyond range, counter right hand is a terrifically picked shot from Jerry Lee Palmer. We're then looking for a left hook as well. Is Palmer on the front foot?
That was a good 1-2 dip and came back with a backhand over the top from Carter. Good body shots going in there.
So inside the final minute of this opening round, it's Carter continuing to press, couldn't find the range, but then all of a sudden Palmer felt her back on the ropes before pirouetting out of there and looking to put Carter in the confined position. Feinting with the front foot are both boxers. Just beyond range with the jab is Jerry Lee Palmer. Upward left hand followed by a glancing right cross, but then both boxers exchanging shots down the middle. My goodness, punching when their opponent's punching, and it's resulting in furious exchanges.
Yeah, that was a good 2-1, and then she dipped and came back with the same shot, and the backhand landed each time. Good lead hook there from Carter.
Oh, what a second round, my goodness. Both boxers enjoying plenty of success and keeping their shape nicely while under fire.
Yeah, and what you've got to remember, these have been sitting in the back for a long time and waiting for their moment to come down, and you know, they've been watching all the fights and how the scoring's been going before them, and the nerves and the tension will be building up, and you just want to get in there and do what you want. Carter's acting not even to sit down, she wants to stand up, she's ready to go again. But there was good exchanges by both Palmer and Carter there, bent arm body shots. Palmer just keeps her head tucked down a little bit low. Good lead hand and backhand over the top from Carter. And Carter just finishing the best that better of the exchange there.
So Demi Carter, who is actually competing in her first elite contest here in this final, acquitting herself very well indeed, is the woman in red from Churchill's. Won a development national title at the back end of last year, but was determined to step up to the elites, and here she is on the national championship stage, boxing for the title against a woman who claimed silver last year. Coach Paul Gilmore was explaining to me that she's been working incredibly hard, has Jerry Lee Palmer, since coming away with that silver. They've made some adjustments to her training, and they're hopeful that it'll pay dividends here in the final. And make no mistake, this contest still up for grabs, because both boxers have showed very good variety and enjoyed considerable success.
Yeah, Palmer's doing great work and great lead hook there, but then she's keeping her head static, so then Carter's just picking it off with straight shots to finish.
Good left jab from Carter, catching Palmer. But it's now Palmer on the front foot, but again she was picked off as she advanced. And how about that for a left hook and then a right hand from Carter? Solid shots. Perhaps enough space between them that they're not combinations, but they're eye-catching singles as Palmer looks to get busy to the body with her opponent in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, she's double jabbing, which is the right thing to do to get yourself into range, but she's not taking her feet with her. So after the second jab, she's over her front foot and a bit off balance, and Carter's just countering with her.
So beyond the midpoint of the round, but look at that right hand success again, and then hooks being dug into the body by Palmer. Good shot to the body by Carter, which brought about a good shot to the body from Palmer. Hooks being exchanged in the corner, and the body shots of Palmer are doubling over Carter as she's sinking in that left hand beneath the floating rib. There's the same shot once again, which may have strayed below the belt.
Yeah, I think a few have, to be honest, but you know, they're the ones that it's going to slow Carter down, and they're the ones that she wants to get in to make it. You can see her breathing deeper now and being happy to go back to the corner.
Yep, she retreated to the corner of her own volition, and Palmer continuing to apply the pressure. It's in the space of the boxing ring where Carter has landed some terrifically eye-catching hooks and straights, but in this type of position, Palmer looks to get busy to the body. There's a right hand over the top. It was a right hook from Palmer. Palmer, a UK citizen who moves to Tenerife at the age of 6. That's when she started boxing, returned to this country 4 years ago to pursue her boxing and get the benefit of better training, and she's finishing in strong fashion here. 2 shots to end the contest. Wow. Eye-catching singles to the head scored by the woman in the red corner, Demi Carter. And then from Jerry Lee Palmer in blue, she enjoyed terrific success of her own.
She did. At the start of the round, she was undoing her own good work. She was putting the pressure on, closing down the space, but then kind of getting picked off as she was coming out. But there, as you've seen, towards the end of the round, she got cottoned onto that. She was moving out at angles. She was coming in. You can see her get caught there. She's undoing her own good work. But towards the end of the round, she kept it a lot tighter.
Terrific two-way action between these two boxers. Jerry Lee Palmer, particular success to the body. So into the third and final round we go of what has been a 75 kilogram middleweight final contested at a terrific clip. Long right hand landed by Palmer with the opening shot, but then a counter left hand came back from Carter. Oh, left uppercut not too far away from Palmer as Carter looks to box her way out of the corner. Good double jab while on the back foot from the woman in red. But then a left uppercut snaked home by Jerry Lee Palmer. And will the body shots that she invested in the course of the second round begin to take their toll here in the third and slow down the legs of Carter?
But Carter's just keeping her at the end of her jabs and at the end of her long levers, because I don't think she wants any more of them body shots. And Palmer's got to figure out a way how to get round it like she did more successfully towards the end of the round. That was a great backhand over the top, over the lazy jab of Carter.
Terrific punch picking from Palmer, extending that right cross at mid-range. Good right left jab, good left jab from Carter, and then look at her get busy. The left jab came at the end of a three-shot combination, left, right, left, and that final left jab did snap the head back of the woman in blue, but a right hand over the top on the resumption from Palmer. And then another right hand, this time from Carter. She looks to work the body of her opponent.
Yeah, they're both getting a little bit tired now. And Palmer's allowing Carter to push her back like she was in the first round, and she's having less success than she did in the second.
So will Palmer resume her body attack that served her so well in round number 2? There she does go downstairs. It's a low blow, but the referee lets it go. Demi Carter doesn't complain. She steps back into the breach. An attempted left hook from Palmer was long and ended up catching Carter with the forearm. But Carter, willing her way forwards, took an uppercut on the inside, but continues to press. Terrific tenacity being shown by both boxers.
Carter does good work, and she, like when she was throwing them body shots, and then she just gets caught with things coming out and hooks and straight shots on the way out. Great body shot.
Terrific left hand to the body from Demi Carter. Sunk it in, and then she's going downstairs herself. Palmer looks to respond with a body attack in kind. The movement slowing now, 30 seconds to go in the final round. And a moment of sustained quality could well tilt the balance of this contest one way or the other. Is Carter on the front foot, driving Palmer backwards. Palmer looking to nudge away with her lead left hand. There's the 10-second clapper. And it's Carter looking to push her opponent back once again. But Carter now being driven backwards by Palmer. Terrific two-way affair in that 75 kilogram middleweight final. Non-stop punching throughout.
Yeah, I think both got a little tired towards the end, and I'm not surprised with the amount of volume of punches that was being thrown. But I just felt like Palmer was undoing her own good work. She'd get past the long levers, she'd get past the jab, and then she'd get caught on the way out. She'd throw a shot and then she'd get caught on the way out. Great backhand over the top. Good work by getting the two body shots off, but then gets caught by not bringing her hands back and gets caught by lazy shots over the top like that.
3 rounds of boxing, and we go to the scorecards where your officials and ringside score about a split decision 4-1 in favour of your female under 75 kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the red corner, it's Demi!
And Demi Carter makes a seamless transition through to the elite level of boxing. She is the national elite champion at 75 kilograms, prevailing on a 4-1 split over Jerry Lee Palmer of the West Warwick's Amateur Boxing Club. She deserves much kudos for the role she played in this final. It is consecutive middleweight silvers for Jerry Lee Palmer, but the 2022 national champion in the 75 kilogram middleweight division is Demi Carter from the Churchill's Club in London. Development champ at the back end of last year. In her first elite contest as a senior, she's claimed the national title. What a display.
It's not bad going, is it? I mean, your first elite, like I was saying, like all these young ones are coming through in their first ever elite finals, men and women, and coming away with all the belts. So it just goes to show how good the development of the youth boxing is, and the structure is to be able to turn over to.
So there is the lineup. Dan Toward of the Berkeley Boxing Club facing off against Jimmy Staines of Repton.
This is bout number 19, which is the male national amateur final at under 75 kilos. Bout number 19 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Boxing out of the red corner, wearing all red with white trim, representing Tyne, Tees and Weir, and hailing from Berkeley. Give it up for ladies and gentlemen, across the ring is opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing the all green and gold, representing London Boxing and hailing from Repton Boxing Club. Give it up for Jimmy Staines. Your referee in charge, Mr. Jeff Canal.
Well, what a contest we have in prospect here. It's a 75 kilogram middleweight final between Dan Toward of the Berkeley Boxing Club, wearing red, operating out of the southpaw stance. His opponent, wearing blue and the famous green and gold of Repton, is Jimmy Staines. Both of these men quarter-finalists in the 2021 championships at the back end of last year, and they have progressed through to this title bout with very impressive displays indeed. It was a terrific display of relaxed southpaw boxing over Lloyd Farrington of the Panthers Club for Dan Toward. As for Jimmy Staines, he was actually dropped when he was off balance from a left cross against William Smith of the Hall Green Club in Birmingham, but then came back to produce a dominant display. There you see a nice jab from him, catching Toward, but two skillful operators who possess plenty of reach and range, as well as a wide variety of shots in their armory.
Yeah, you can see both there that they're both well schooled. The first shot that Toward threw and landed was a great backhand screw shot that he threw from a low position and drilled it upwards, and it landed right on Staines' chin. It's a great shot, and now there's got a bit more flow to the action now. The first few minute or so is always a bit nervy when you've got two skilled boxers. Now he's letting his hands go.
So Staines looking to establish his lead left jab. Toward up on his toes, moving in a counterclockwise direction before changing direction and moving laterally to his left, using all of the space of the boxing ring, as Staines bobbing and weaving in front of his man, trying to work his way inside, and drives home a right hand to the body. But look at that left hand to the body in response from Toward. So referee Jeff Cannell having to issue the command of break. Both boxers in search of straight shots. Counter whipping left hand from Toward was off the mark. Staines looking for the left-right combination, but Toward keeping his composure, feinting with the feet and then snaking a left hand through. And again, it's a cracking atmosphere here at Manchester Central. Whipping left hand was a bolo shot. Lashed in by Toward, and how about that for a solid right hand landed by Sains?
It was great backhand. Yeah, he just waited for the punch to come from Toward. He slipped and he kept his foot on the inside, which was on the outside, which was important as well, so he could punch and not be punched back.
So neither man really finding the range during that attempt to trade off, but a cuffing left hand was snuck in by Toward. Left jab on the bell from Jimmy Sains. What a round of boxing between two fluid, athletic middleweights in this 75-kilogram final.
Yeah, Toward is very edgy. He keeps on moving, whether it's his hands or his feet or his head. He keeps you thinking, and that sometimes can be more mentally tiring than the actual punching itself. When you're thinking about what's he going to do, what's he going to throw, where's he going to go, that can drain you more than actually being hit. But he threw a lovely. There's a good backhand. There he is, bringing it to the body. And you see, that's what I'm talking about, that jittery movement that he throws. His coach is telling him that he wants to, come back with the up.
So into the second round then. Jimmy Sains was 21 years of age in December, 4 national titles under his belt already. There's a double left hand from Toward, whipped it into the body, then a left hand over the top part of that southpaw stance. Sains, though, remaining in the pocket as the two men continue to feint in punching range. Cat-like reflexes in evident from both boxers. Jimmy Sains whips in a right hand bolo shot with a straight arm. Palm was turned upwards as he went in search of it. Good double left jab from Sains, but Toward spinning off and scoring with a lead right jab of his own.
Yeah, but what I like about Sains in this round is that he's using the shots that Toward was using on him in the first. Anything that works for a southpaw versus an orthodox will work for the orthodox. So you've just got to be confident to throw the shot and not hesitate.
Sains looking to target the body now. He shoveled in a left hook, followed it by a right hand out of that orthodox stance, but a left hand straight down the pipe, just inconveniencing Sains for a little moment. So Toward up on his toes. Again, he's back skitting the ropes now, looking to draw in Sains and then uncoil a counter. Sains pressing forward, right hand to the body, but countered by a left hand upstairs from Toward. Real physical chess match, this one. One that's being boxed at a high tempo as well. Sains just getting his feet in a bit of a tangle, but now he's got his boxing stance back beneath him. Snakes out a double left jab to the body and whips in a right hand bolo shot of his own just above the belt line of Toward.
Yeah, that was a great shot, and that was a great backhand hook. And he's just got the confidence now to give himself enough room to be able to respond, and he knows where he's going. He's got his timing, and he's picking his shots.
Beautiful check shot out of the corner from Toward. Sains becoming a little bit disorganized, but he's got himself composed and in his boxing stance now. Nice movement in the pocket from Sains to cause the shots from Toward to go over his head. The boxers just trading misses at the moment because the defensive maneuvers of the opponent remaining pretty sharp deep into this second round. Rabbit punch fired in from Sains. Toward stealing a glance to his supporters, to his right shoulder, then to Graham Rutherford over in the red corner to his left. Good left hand to the body from Sains, but then back comes Toward with a left hand to the solar plexus of his own. Nice head movement from Sains to cause that jab to go over his shoulder. Sains continuing to press, Toward spinning off the line, trying to bring some eye-catching showboating into play by winding up that left hand. Couldn't quite find the range when he extended it.
Yeah, he looked very comfortable in that round. Like I say, he just got into a rhythm where he was being first, making a miss, and then coming back with another combination. and Sains towards the end looked a little bit frustrated. Waiting to see some action.
Steve Walters in the corner, giving the instructions. It's Graham Rutherford rallying his man over in the red corner. So into the third and final round we go then. In this 75 kilogram middleweight championship bout, it has been incredibly skillful to this point, keenly contested as you would expect, given the clubs that both boxers are coming out of. So much tradition, more recent tradition from Bertley. But Repton, such a long-standing tradition, but there's a whipping roundhouse left, landed out of the southpaw stance from Toward, and terrific speed on that two-shot combination from the man in red.
Yeah, what he's doing, he's keeping him at range with the jab, and then he's firing, he's waiting for the reaction to just fire over the backhand, whether that comes round, whether that comes up, whether that comes straight.
So Sains remaining on the front foot, Toward content to remain on the perimeter. Now the two men tussling at close range on the inside. Graham Rutherford tapping his temple just to the left of our commentary position, indicating to Toward that he's got to keep his head, got to continue to think and not get careless. Right hand was a solid shot from Toward, but then look at the response from Sains, resulting in a fantastic trade-off right on top of the middle of the boxing ring.
The crowd are absolutely loving this. There's Repton guys to the right of us going absolutely insane.
So again, Sains spoken to about rabbit punching, the punches straying around the rear of the head. Both boxers with vocal pockets of support here at Manchester Central. Oh, and look at that, Toward tucking up, let his hands go. The command of stop had been issued by referee Jeff Cannell, but it's such a boisterous atmosphere, a raucous atmosphere, that the boxer's struggling to hear the instructions of the ref. Midway through the third and final round, beautiful lead right hand from Toward, but then a right hand in response from Sains. Oh, terrific left hand sunk into the body from Sains, and he goes downstairs again, but not before Toward had dug in a southpaw left of his own. This is terrific two-way action of the highest quality in this middleweight final. And again, boxers so keen to compete that they're not really heeding the instructions. You just got to be careful that they don't spoil their work here. We're inside the final minute. Both boxers progressing through to the championship final after being eliminated in the quarterfinals in the 2021 event. It was Billy Lupulane from Jersey who stopped Jimmy Sains in the first round of that quarter-final. Toward lost to the eventual champion Ramtin Musa in a pulsating affair. Here they are, edging ever closer towards the finish line. Toward, hands down by his kneecaps, continuing to remain a elusive figure, and that right hand causes Sains to totter backwards, but he bites down and fires straight back at the sound of the 10-second clapper. Terrific contest in the middleweight final. High quality in evidence between this talented pair of boxers. Jimmy Sains thinks that he's done enough, but Toward was in that every second of the way. Terrific skill in evidence.
Very high skilled. I think the Bertley boys to the side of us, they believe he's won. He believes he's won. His coaches believe he's won, and I think by Sains' body language, I think he believes he's won as well.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score the bout a unanimous decision victory in favour of your male under 75 kilo national amateur champion, and boxing out of the red corner, it's
Dan Toward, overcome with emotion at having been declared a unanimous point decision victor over Jimmy Sains to claim the 75 kilogram national title. A fantastic contest sees Toward prevail, but Jimmy Sains deserves immense credit for the part that he played in what was a terrific spectacle to behold. He'll be bitterly disappointed, but Dan Toward, a worthy champion, and look at what it means to both him and his trainer Graham Rutherford. Fantastic scenes for the Berkeley Boxing Club in that red corner. They continue their success here in this afternoon of National Championship Boxing, and he's just given us a fist bump in our commentary box, says Graham Rutherford. He's absolutely delighted. The talented Dan Toward is the national 2022 England boxing champion in the classic 75 kilogram middleweight division.
Yeah, and that's the outer three for Berkeley. So they'll be going home. There'll be no tears on the bus home. So they'll be very happy. And as a coach, you know, all the work that you put in into each individual boxer, you know, they've gone out and done.
Okay, ladies and
So up next we move into the men's 80 kilogram division contest between Isaac Oko and Oladimeji Shitu
3 minutes and introducing your boxers.
of Five Star Boxing Club in London.
Red corner, wearing all black with white trim, representing Eastern Counties and hailing from Chadwell St Mary. Give it up for Isaac Oko. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring is opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing black with a white, and representing a London boxing, hailing from Five Star. Give it up for Oladimeji Shitu. Your referee in charge, Mr. Lee Enns.
Well, this is the contest in the 80 kilogram weight division between two towering individuals. The man operating out of the southpaw stance is Isaac Oko from Chadwell St Mary's in the Eastern Counties region. His opponent is Oladimeji Shitu of the Five Star Boxing Club in London. And for both boxers, I can't imagine that they have faced a boxer of similar stature at this weight class. So it's going to be interesting to see how they get on with implementing their tactics here, because having watched them in the semi-finals at the University of East London Sports Docks, both men use straight punches and the lead hands to terrific effect. But here, with a southpaw and orthodox, it is almost like boxing in a mirror. Two towering individuals who will be able to establish their range and rhythm most effectively.
Yeah, you've got to. I think it probably favours Oko to be able to, you know, lead off his jab, and it's a battle of the jabs for a southpaw versus an orthodox, and getting your foot on the outside and being able to punch them punches straight and get out with your backhand.
Nice counter right hand landed with a cuffing inside of the glove from Oko, catching Shitu as he was coming in. Tangling the tango across the ring forced the intervention of the referee. So approaching the midpoint of this opening round, Shitu not really committing to that two-shot attack and was short by some distance with both punches. Counter right hand not too far away from Shitu, and you saw it just kept on going when he snaked it out from around his belt line.
You've got it. This is the big boys. This is the heavyweights, and at this one, it'll only take one shot to change everything. So they're both a bit nervy.
Again,
both in a bit not wanting to commit.
And both looking to find a range with the straight punches. But normally when they're boxing against opponents, they have a considerable advantage in height and range and reach, and they use that very well indeed, so they can let their hands go when facing against somebody other than the man they're facing today, and know that they're going to land and there's nothing in danger of landing in return. But that's not the case here in this final.
No. And you've just got to, that's what it's for. You learn, you develop. You're going to fight different styles. You don't know who you're going to fight until the draw's been done and stuff. Obviously, now because you're in the finals, but that's the beauty of amateur boxing. You've just got to adapt in the ring while you're there and change your tactics and game plans to suit what's in front of you.
Again, looking for the right left is Isaac Oko, slapping counter left hand on the back foot. Is an eye-catching shot from the shaven-headed figure out of the red corner. Shitu just crowding his work as the bell sounded to end the first round.
Yeah, it was a nice, tidy, neat round from both of them. Like I say, both a little bit nervy, a little bit edgy. Don't want to give away too much in the first round, and trying to find that range for the longer. And even though Shitu may look smaller in stature, his arms are absolutely they're so long. So he might look smaller in stature, but he might not necessarily have a shorter reach.
Incredibly long arms possessed by Oladimeji Shitu. Just trying to get a gauge as to how long they were when I was watching him at the semi-final stage, and they practically reach his kneecaps. Can almost tie his shoelaces standing up, such as the length of his arms. And he used that asset to terrific effect during the course of his semi-final to box his way to a unanimous points decision verdict over Callum Sweeney from Brandon in the Tyne, Tees and Weir region.
I remember Nikki Adams was very, very similar. She was a lot smaller than me, but her reach was just as long as mine. And Anthony Fowler's another one that comes to mind for long arms.
So many boxers use that. Raking long straight shots. And it was interesting, both of these men fought in Ring A at the semi-final stage in the University of East London Sports Dock. It was Chris Oko who was in the ring first. He prevailed on a unanimous points decision win over Jordan Sheriff, the compact switch hitter from Bulkington in the Midlands. And then he stuck around rather than going back to get changed and warm down. He stuck around and just had a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a scouting mission, checking out the opponent he would be facing in the final. As it turned out, it was Oladimeji Shitu, and here they are boxing for the title. So what will he have gleaned during the course of watching that semi-final? And if you recognize the name Oko, if you're a boxing fan, comes from a boxing family, because his father was Chris Oko, the Bad Mama Jammer, cruiserweight contender cruiserweight boxer from back in the 90s. Terrific operator, devastating puncher. Actually caught up with Chris at those semi-finals. Was wonderful to see him looking in great shape still, and unsurprisingly coming from a bloodline such as that. And Shitu goes in search of a right hand. Chris Oko, one of Isaac's boxing heroes.
Oko landed a great, he stuck his jab out and landed a great bolo shot, a backhand bolo shot. So he's bringing it up. Both defences are really good. It's hard for the other one to get a shot off, whether that's trunk or whether that's feet. They're apart, and then they're just colliding and coming together.
For Oladimeji Shitu, he said it's been a long, hard journey to make it through to these finals, but he's impressed himself with the manner that he's been able to dig deep and pull out the performances. He said winning this would mean so much, not just for him, but also that he can make the coaches and the rest of his club at 5 Star proud.
That was a great backhand that landed early in the round from Oko, but then there was a great lead hook that Shitu led with and caught him with.
Shitu in search of his counter-punching successes by spinning out of the corner. Oko just looking to tie his man up before nudging away with his right hand to the body. 10-second clapper sounds, closing stages of the second round. Right, left, right. Fired in, but not really finding the range with any resume the action in this third and final round. So 3 minutes remaining in this 80-kilogram final. Two long boxers who haven't found a range with any sustained success, but there have been pockets of successful punches landed from both. Chris Oko demonstrating good variety. He was on the front foot in the second round. Here he's up on his toes and on the back foot and inviting Shitu to press the action. But there's a pecking, flicking right hand from Oko. Chris Oko, just 19 years of age, a scaffolder by day, and has had plenty of success in the development championships and youth championships. Here he is in his first season as a senior and wants to win this national title here and then get himself in the mix for the GB program. Beautiful counter left hand. Was a half hook, half uppercut, and then he turns it into a left hand over the top. Oko Shitu going in search of his success, but just inaccurate with his right hand over the top before falling into a clinch.
Yeah, he's trying to close down the space, but he's doing it that fast that he's just ending up, he's anticipating that Oko would move back, and Oko's not, he's just staying there, so then they're clashing together.
So Shitu not finding the range with his lead left hand, protecting his body with that cross-arm defense. The left hand across his rib cage. Midway through the final round, Shitu looks to press, but again, no real accuracy behind his work, and he didn't keep the attack going. There's a right hand off the mark once again. Oko using the space of the ring, up on his toes before being pinned against the ropes. Shitu spoken to about boring in with his head. So with a minute to go, Shitu continuing to press but not finding the range, and he's falling short with his first phase of attack and isn't really keeping them going.
Yeah, he's just allowing what Oko's doing is when he's coming, he's just dipping under the first shot because he knows only one shot's coming. He's dipped, turns, and he's away, and he's back to being able to have space.
But again, Shitu displaying terrific conditioning because he keeps on coming, he keeps on pressing, and now with Oko with his back to the ropes, can he unfurl those long arms and work away on the inside? You can see neither man really suited to short range work given the length of their limbs, but it's Shitu who is on the front foot going in pursuit of Oko, but I'm not sure his work has been accurate enough, Shitu, for him to have his hand raised as the victor here. We're in the final moments of the third and final round. Both men incredibly committed, no lack of competitive desire, but was there enough accuracy in the forward forays of Oladimeji Shitu of the 5-Star Boxing Club? My instinct is that there wasn't, but what say the 5 judges at ringside? Yeah,
I'd have to agree, but the thing about it, if there was a big moment, that would have changed the scoring of a fight, because it was quite mild in the sense that there was no big shots, there was no memorable attacks. that would have changed the whole score of another bout.
Show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, where your officials and ringside scored the bout a split decision, 4-1 in favour of your male 80-kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the red corner is
Isaac Oko jumping for joy at having been declared a 4-1 split decision victor over Oladimeji Shitu of the 5-Star Boxing Club, because it means that Isaac Oko is the National England Boxing champion for 2022 in the 80-kilogram division. Absolutely ecstatic. In his first season as a senior, Isaac Oko makes a seamless transition through to the elite level to be crowned as the national champion in the 80-kilogram division. So Oladimeji Shitu comes away with a silver medal. A terrific performance by him. Plenty of positives to take from that performance, and we'll no doubt see him again in years to come.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing your blue corner, give it up for Ben Andrews.
Yeah, let's take them back. Coming up, I was confused. My mama kissing the girl. Confusion, the girls coming up in the cold world. Daddy ain't around, probably out the big felony. My favorite rapper used to sing, check out my melody. I wanna live good, so shit, I sell dope for a 4-finger ring. Morning and glow, rope, standing on me if I pass to get the sheepskin coat. I can move a few packs, I get that. Now that'll be dope, close to turn in my sleep that night. Work the next morning, slow my bike. Everything same shit, nothing good in the little run of breakfast.
So there's the lineup in this 86-kilogram final. It's Tegan Stott from the Sheffield Boxing Centre against Ben Andrews from Torbay in the Western Counties region.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 21, which is the male national amateur final at under 86 kilo. Bout number 21 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing all black with pink trim, representing Yorkshire and hailing from Sheffield Boxing Club. Give it up for Tegan Stott. And ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with a yellow trim, representing Western Counties and hailing from Torbay. Give it up for Ben Andrews. Your referee in charge, Mr. Paul Rosendale.
We are in the 86-kilogram division, and this a contest between Tegan Stott out of the red corner, representing the Sheffield Boxing Club. His opponent is Ben Andrews from Torbay, and both men were in dramatic semi-finals. Tegan Stott was actually down in the first round, a heavy knockdown against Adam Malore from the Empire School of Boxing in Tyne, Tees and Weir, but recovered from that knockdown to prevail on a 4-1 split. And as for Ben Andrews, he won with a second round stoppage, the referee stopping the contest in the second round against Timothy Ola of Romford in London, who was applying heavy pressure before being stopped in the second round of their contest. Good right hand driven into the body by the man in blue. Ben Andrews, you can see from his structure, more compact, big legs, and that's where a lot of that power will come from, the lower body.
Yeah, everything in boxing starts with your feet. Your stance, the force that you bring through your legs, through your hips, through your shoulders, and down to your arms to the end of your glove. Both very neat and tidy boxers.
Good right hand landed by Andrews. Stott bobbing and weaving in front of his man, looking for the left jab. It was a left hook to the body from Stott before a left hook upstairs from Andrews.
Andrews has had a lot of that good success with the straight backhand to the body, and then come back with something to the head with it after it.
Short with the attempted right hand was Andrews, and again he's got to figure out a way to get inside the longer reach that Stott possesses. Stott busily feinting with that lead left hand. And again you can see that by just launching one phase of attack, Andrews falling short. There he did get Stott closer to the ropes and land on something. Left hook from Andrews, catching Stott while he was punching.
Yeah, he keeps on throwing I don't know whether that's something, a combination that he favours, or whether it's something that he's identified as a weakness for Stott. But he keeps on throwing it. But for one time, he added the third shot to the head and it's landed. So he needs to keep on adding them shots to it.
Good right hand driven into the body during that exchange from Andrews. And again, when he's not leading or when he's counter-punching, while Stott is punching, he is having success landing on something. So when he attempted to lead off there, he was just short of the mark, as flicking left hand fairly slapped Andrews around the face from Tegan Scott. Action-packed opening round, considering, at least high activity opening round, considering that these guys are up in the 86 kilogram weight class. Big boys, but there was a fair amount of feinting and plenty of dynamism in evidence from the two of them.
Yeah, I think Stott's got a really nice jaggedy style, and he's got a lot of trunk movement, moves his hands, he wants to make you do something, but he doesn't do much with it. That was a good lead uppercut to the body, but he does a lot without actually doing a lot. You see, he's just flicking jabs out, and then Andrew comes back with he's waiting for the bigger shots to land.
So into the second round we go. Action from the 86 kilogram final. And it's a brisk start by both boxers to begin this second round. Tegan Stott, in his first senior appearance, his first year as a senior, has won junior and youth championships previously, and again another one of the talented young boxers making that transition from the classification ranks to the elite stage. Here he is boxing in the final.
Yeah, it's people don't realise that some go in stature and everything wise. Like I say, the difference in strength between like young women and women and young men and the, older established men is the whole different type of body and muscle and power.
So even though you may have somebody from the same weight class in the youth and junior ranks, putting them in against a mature athlete, be they male or female, there's going to be an entirely different physicality, development, everything that goes with experience as an athlete and as a boxer.
Yeah, your body type's different, your muscle mass is different, and how you conduct yourself. I'm not the athlete that I was when I was 21 and starting and throwing a million shots, because I know I don't need to do that now. I'm educated where I box different, and it's boxing smarter, but that's what comes with experience.
So just beyond the midpoint of this second round, it's Andrews continuing to press. He's running to a straight shot there, but then when he gets Stott near the ropes, he's looking to whip that right hand around the corner. But Stott keeping his wits about him, and able to get out of the neutral corner, but only to go to the blue corner on the far side of the ring from our commentary position.
Good head movement there from Stott. He slipped one shot and rolled another.
So Andrews standing still, and again waiting for Stott to lead before looking to counter. That right hand over the top wasn't too far away, but Stott picking his punches very well. And when Andrews leads, he's invariably short, and he hasn't shown to this point in the contest the tendency to double or triple up the attacks. There he lands a right hand to the body, left jab and a roundhouse right landed for Stott. That's a solid left jab landed for Andrews.
Yeah, and Stott's doing a good job of defensively wise, trunk movements of moving out the way, but he's just, you know, going from one rope to the next, and he's letting Andrews probably win the round just by the pressure that he's applying and him putting himself under pressure.
And by taking up that posture, it can sometimes be seen as negative by the officials if you just use the four corners of the boxing ring, going from one corner to the other. So I'm sure that Stott will be reminded of that by his coaches as we see some of the action from the second round. Andrews invariably on the front foot and had success when countering.
Yeah, when he's coming forward and when he's thinking, he gets his shots off and he can land, but then the more powerful shots, the more meaningful shots, the more, you know, it's all right to box on the back foot, but you have to be landing with it, and he's not landing enough. He's not out punching Andrews at all.
So into the third and final round then. And the pattern resumes once more. The more compact figure, Ben Andrews from the Torbay Boxing Club, who said that he's so pleased and proud to have boxed his way through to the national championship final. Said that he was looking forward to it with keen anticipation, couldn't wait to get this contest underway. Both men acquitting themselves very well here on the championship stage as Tegan Stott comes forward with spearing straights.
That was better. He's coming on the front foot, and he's working behind his jab, and he's throwing more than, you know, the one single shot, and he can get his trunk and his foot defenses are brilliant. He's just not throwing enough.
So Andrews able to back up and then sprung back into range, and the right hand in that two-shot combination did land for Andrews. Looking for the left jab to the body. There's a roundhouse right just around the rear of Stott's left elbow. But now, having had that forward success, Stott on the perimeter of the boxing ring once again is a terrific right hand, and it just dipped the knees of Andrews. Terrifically picked shot, but Stott remaining cautious and didn't look to follow up. But a terrifically picked single right hand from the taller figure out of the red corner.
Yeah, that was a brilliant shot, a brilliantly well-timed shot as well, and he was punching as he's done it. He was punching down, which made the knees of Andrews buckle just ever so little.
And a left jab from Stott once again as Andrews looking to bustle his way forwards, slamming in leather to the torso of his opponent, but then Stott responds with a left hand to the body of his own. He turned his palm upwards and drove it into the torso of his opponent just above the belt line. Left jab from Stott was a nice shot. Back in the space of center ring now. Oh, beautiful counter left hand from Stott. Terrific quality. And he's having success when he's away from the ropes as he turns in a left uppercut to the pit of Andrews' stomach.
When he's got space behind him and he's able to work and he's able to take that little step back and let his long levers go, or to lead, he's having a lot more success than he has in the first few rounds. And
a lot more success, as you say, when compared to when he's in the corner near a turnbuckle or near the ropes. 30 seconds of the final round to go. Left, right, we're off the mark from Andrews. And Stott, snaking left hand, got through the right hand that followed may have just been off the mark. 10-second clapper sounds. Oh, that's a cracking left hook from Stott once again. But look at Andrews fire right back. Good defenses with the gloves, and then with movement from the waist from Stott, continuing to bob and weave and turn in front of his man. Terrific contest. Some beautiful quality produced in the final round, particularly from Tegan Stott. But will that be enough to overcome the comparative inactivity, particularly in the second round, when he was boxing almost going from corner to corner?
Yeah, that was a brilliant last round. His movement, his shots were very good. But then, you know, the first round you can understand that, you know, you're trying to work people out and you're a bit nervous. You've been waiting all day so you can understand the you're not so keen to lead off, or you don't want to lose the round, so you're a bit nervous and edgy. But the second round you should be into your flow. So depending on the decision, he might be really upset with his round number 2.
After 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. We got officials at ringside. Scored about a split decision at 3-2 in favour of your male under 86 kilo national amateur champion, and boxing out of the blue corner.
And it's Andrews. Ben Andrews prevails on a 3-2 split, and he is absolutely elated. He is the national champion in the 86 kilogram cruiserweight division, just edging it ahead of Tegan Stott. It was that type of contest, a 3-2 split in favor of the man from Torbay. Keenly contested throughout, and as you suggested, Tasha, will Tegan Stott rue his tactical decision to go from corner to corner on the perimeter of the ring throughout that second round?
Yeah, and 3-2 just shows how close that split decision actually was. And I think he'll look back at, you know, even round 1. But you can half, like I say, you can half understand round 1 because you're working each other out and figuring each other out. But round 2, I think he'll look back at that and he may be a little bit disappointed that he didn't, you know, start or finish the round better.
Well, Tegan Stott in his first year as a senior deserves immense credit for boxing his way all the way through to the championship final. Disappointed at the result, but there are plenty of positives to take from his performance. But the moment belongs to Ben Andrews. He is the national champion in the 86 kilogram division.
Introducing your blue corner. Give it up for Iman Zambetkash.
So we're in the 92 kilogram heavyweight division, and this a contest between boxers from the Moss Side Fire Station, as Patrick Brown in red out of the blue corner is Amanza Matkesh from the heart of Portsmouth in the Southern Counties region.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is bout number 22, which is the male national amateur final at under 92 kilos. Bout number 22 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, wearing red and white, representing the Northwest region and hailing from Moss Side Fire Station. Give it up for Patrick Brown! Ladies and gentlemen, across the ring, his opponent boxing out of the blue corner, wearing all blue with white trim, representing Southern Counties and hailing from heart of Portsmouth. Give it up for Iman Zambetkash. Your referee judge, Mr. Cameron Khan.
Round one.
We're in the 92 kilogram heavyweight division, and what a contest we have in prospect here, because this is a rematch from the semi-finals of the 2021 championships, when the heavyweight division was contested at 91 kilograms. The boxer in red, Patrick Brown, prevailed at that semi-final stage. Referee stopped contest en route to lifting the 91 kilogram heavyweight title. Iman Zamatkesh is the boxer wearing blue from the heart of Portsmouth Club in the Southern Counties region. Has gone one better by making it through to the finals here, and he's looking to get a measure of competitive revenge over the man who conquered him at the semi-final stage at the back end of last year.
Yeah, they both started really well. Good lead hook from Brown.
Brown was very impressive, not only at that semi-final stage, but in taking the national title. And we've got a cut, have we? Just feeling his right eye is
he was complaining about the head, I think, yeah.
Keep a close eye on that right optic to see whether an injury has been sustained. Plenty of feinting from the boxer in blue, but Brown, remaining concentrated, comes forward behind a left-right, but was off the mark. Reverse 1-2 from Zamatkesh was an effective combination, scoring with the left hand. The final shot in that two-shot combination.
Yeah, he's trying to close the gap down, but he's got to be wary of not running so fast and closing it down so fast that you smother your own work. You see them coming together a lot.
So 2 minutes gone in this opening round. Zamatkesh with a good right hand, and the left hand which followed it caught Brown, who was on the ropes, both shots landing solidly. But this man possesses a magnificent set of whiskers. Takes a solid shot, takes it well, and comes back firing with his own textbook punches, which must be pretty disconcerting for an opponent, particularly at this weight class. When you land with what you think is going to be a finishing shot, and Brown barely blinks, keeps himself together, and fires back with offense of his own.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing worse than hitting someone. I was only speaking about this last night in the pro boxing, when you hit someone with your best shot and they just shake it off. And disheartening.
So 10-second clap of sounds. As marauding forward once again is Zamatkesh.
Zamatkez's reverse 1-2 is his most successful combination at the moment, but I think it was Brown that was, had the better shot throughout the round.
So Nigel Travis calling down Patrick Brown in that red corner. His dad, Kelvin Travis, on the outside, handing up.
Yeah, Kelvin's someone I know very well from when we first started on the GB setup. He's been a coach, an amateur coach, and a top-level GB coach for a very long time. Obviously, Nigel's in the professional corners for the likes of Chantal Cameron, Jack Cattrall. So they're both very experienced and knowledgeable about each side of the sport.
When Audley Harrison ended the 32-year GB drought by claiming Olympic gold in Sydney 2000, Kelvin Travis, one of his key coaches. So into the second round we go. Patrick Brown looking for his second consecutive title in the heavyweight division, even though the poundage or the mass has changed by a single kilogram. Here it's being contested at 92. Last year's championships it was at 91, and both men really planting their feet into the canvas now. Overhand right again, the lead shot from Zamatkesh not too far away.
He has to be a bit more mobile with his trunk movements. Instead of just diving in with his feet, he needs to be a bit cuter about it, about how he gets past the jab.
The semi-finals at the University of East London Sports Dock a couple of weeks ago, both of these men, as ringside see them prevail on unanimous points decisions. Patrick Brown was in a really good contest against Jack Daly from the ELBA club in London, East London Boxing Academy. As for Iman Zamatkesh, he prevailed over last year's beaten finalist Tom Pogson from the Skegness club. Right hand over the top, not too far away from Zamatkesh. Tom Pogson, cousin of somebody you know very well, Natasha, and that's Callum Johnson. So he often makes his way over to Joe Gallagher's gym to work out with him, desperately in pursuit of a national title, but eliminated at the semi-finals here.
Yeah, because he comes along and trains with us, gets in the sparring with the likes of Callum Johnson, trains alongside us, and he was looking to develop himself and learn something. Like I said, when you change clubs, it's just looking at get a fresh pair of eyes to look.
Counter right hand was an uppercut shot from Patrick Brown, snaked it out and found a home for it. Good right hand to the body was a straight shot from Zamatkesh, who's continuing to feint on that front foot. What money that is a right hand lead he'll lead the combination off with. But Brown content to box on the back foot before edging forwards. Quick fisted attack on the inside from Zamatkesh. Left jab to the body, not too far away. Then the left jab that followed was altogether more accurate. Two quick left rights from Patrick Brown. Zamatkesh remaining in the pocket. Patrick Brown darting both left and right in lateral fashion. That's a solid right hand behind the left jab from Patrick Brown. But he takes a right hand over the top from Zamatkesh. The action in the neutral corner just above our commentary position. Brown forces his way out of there and forces Zamatkesh back to his own corner, and oh my goodness, that's dangerous. Stopping to converse with the referee, and Patrick Brown helped himself to what were practically free punches. Zamatkesh not heeding the mantra, protect yourself at all times, and he's just received a cuff around the cheek from his coach because of that lapse in concentration. Iman Zamatkesh.
Yeah, you know, Calvin's not happy that he switched off and that Brown switched off. Zamatkesh was annoyed that he'd been hit and wanted the referee to do something, and he didn't. And then when he gets the, we didn't see it, but when he gets the shot off, he's annoyed that he's even been allowed to have the free shots on him.
And again, at this weight division, once you get up to these type of weight classes, one shot can turn everything on its head. So Zamatkesh just switching off momentarily in the closing stages of the round. Oh my goodness. Well, not only did he take a free shot as a result of his protestation to the referee, he has been docked a point. So Iman Zamatkesh issued a warning at the start of round 3 for the excessive verbals in the direction of the referee at the end of round 2. Good left hand driven into the body for Patrick Brown.
Now that changes the mentality of how Zamatkesh approaches this round, because you may think it's a little bit close, I've just got to win the round, but now you know you've probably got to get the knockout, and so he has to go for it, and in going for it, it means you're left open for shots like that. But great uppercut, great body shots coming from Brown.
Wonderful variety from Patrick Brown. Works as a scaffolder by day, so he says he doesn't spend too much time clanging and banging in the weight room. He's lifting tubes all day, up and down ladders, and that's where a lot of his strength comes from. Former rugby player, always been a strong individual, and he's using that quality to good effect here. And what support he's receiving. Manchester man, remember, joined the Moss Side Fire Station Club after coming up in the Sale West Boxing Club alongside his father and Solomon Jeng.
Doesn't want to do anything silly here, Brown, and get carried away and get points docked off himself, or even leave himself open to a big shot. Zamatkesh is already looking for it. He's got to load up on all the shots because he needs the knockout. So you don't want to be doing anything to put yourself in danger.
And Patrick Brown He's a boxer that, because he's content to remain in the pocket, he presents opportunities for the opponent. And again, it's stern admonishment in the direction of both boxers for not heeding the instructions. Neither man willing to back down. As Brown with a good left hand to the body once again. Zamatkesh pouring his way forwards and looking to maul his man on the inside.
Yeah, I think there's the signs of frustration with Zamatkesh. He's loading in big shots. He's trying to hold on to this man to keep him close.
Oh, just inviting pressure while on the ropes there, Zamatkesh. And increasing amounts of mauling now, punctuating the action at range. Exchange of jabs during that coming together. Solid left hand landed by Zamatkesh, and both men in search of hooks. Beautiful three-shot success for Brown. Cross, and then an uppercut in that cluster, and on the sound of the 10-second clapper, Patrick Brown trying to will his way forwards, wrapped up in a headlock by Aman Zamatkesh at the conclusion of the contest. Kelvin Travis has just made his way over towards our commentary box for making his way back to the red corner to greet his charge. And given what transpired in that contest, and when you consider the point deduction that is going to come off the score total of Aman Zamatkesh as well, one suspects it's going to be back-to-back national titles for Moss Side Fire Station's Patrick Brown.
Yeah, you look at the corner, Nigel's happy, Calvin's happy, which takes a lot. And they look the happier corner.
Okay, ladies and
Here's the verdict.
Please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials at ringside score the bout a unanimous victory in favour of your male under 92 kilo national amateur champion and boxing out of the red corner.
Well, Patrick Brown already knew. He had 2 fingers held aloft in anticipation of the announcement.
Give it up for Patrick Brown.
And his forecast was spot on, because Patrick Brown has claimed his 2nd consecutive heavyweight title here at the England Boxing National Championships, adding the 92 kilogram crown to the 91 kilogram crown he won at the back end of last year. It's a repeat victory over Aman Zamatkesh from the heart of Portsmouth, competed in determined fashion, but was docked a point at the start of round 3 for his verbals in round number 2. And Zamatkesh comes away with a silver at the conclusion of a very hard-fought bout.
He got a stern telling off from the corner, and maybe rightly so. He didn't want to hold the referee's hand for the decision. He didn't want to thank the referee for afterwards, and his corner made him go and do that, which is, it's great to see, because we've got to be respectful within the sport, and even if you don't agree, it doesn't matter. Like, the decision's the decision. You've got to just take it on the chin, and I don't mean that in the pun way.
It's the final bout of the afternoon.
And again, that one of the great parts of sport in general, and this code of boxing in particular. It develops so much character, because it's not always going to go your way. It may not go the way you think that it should have, but you have got to maintain that decorum and sportsmanship.
100%. And this is a sport, but there's lots of life lessons that we get through sport. You know, you can be determined, you can be hard-working, you can be punctual, you can be dedicated, and they're all the things that, you know, they're not just good for sport. They're good for you. They're good life skills, and one of them is respecting, regardless of whether it went your way or not. You can box brilliant and lose, and you can box terrible and win, and you've just got to accept that.
Please give it up for Harvey Guy.
Well, our final bout of these 2022 England Boxing National Championships is in the super heavyweight division, over 92 kilograms, between Gideon Antwi and Harvey Dykes. Two men who have made it through to the championship final before. Here they are again. One of them will be crowned champion for the first time.
Which is the male national amateur final at over 92 kilos. Bout number 23 is scheduled for 3 rounds of 3 minutes, and introducing your boxers. Firstly, boxing out of the red corner, or wearing black shorts and red vest, representing home counties and hailing from Hoddesdon, give it up for Gideon Antwi! And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent across the ring, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing white shorts, black vest, representing southern counties and hailing from Hillcrest, give it up for Harvey Dykes! Your referee in charge, Mr. Billy McDonald.
So we're underway then in the super heavyweight final, 92 kilograms plus. And this one being contested between Gideon Antwi, the man in red, operating out of the southpaw stance from the Hoddesdon Boxing Academy in Hertfordshire, the home counties. His opponent, operating out of the southpaw stance, wearing blue, who's just been put on the end of a fast-fisted combination, is Harvey Dykes from the Hillcrest Club in Brighton. The last time the finals were here, pre-lockdown, Gideon Antwi was edged in the finals by Delicious Ore, who is now a GB boxer. He's here supporting during this session of boxing. And as for the last championships in 2021, Harvey Dykes was edged out by his familiar rival as Antwi lands a good right hand. But Dr. Ike Ogbo edged out Harvey Dykes to be declared the champion, leaving Dykes with a silver. So a minute gone in this opening round. Neither of these men towering in terms of height as so many modern day heavyweights are. Certain Tyson Luke Fury, 6 feet 9 inches tall, took this title in 2008. He'll be looking to retain his crowns at the expense of Dillian White in front of 94,000 people at Wembley Stadium tonight. But Anthony Joshua, who followed him with titles in 2010 and 2011, 6 feet 6 inches tall. So many of the heavyweights nowadays, long stretched out individuals. These two men, compact, strong, fluid operators.
Yeah, David Price before that.
Indeed.
Another towering individual. Joe Joyce, Fraser Clark.
6'6", 6'6", Fraser Clark. And Fraser had such difficulty getting by Joe Joyce. How many times did they fight in these championships? It must have been around 4 or 5. And Fraser showed so much variety in a bid to try and get the victory. Front foot pressure fighting, boxing, punch picking. But Joe Joyce always finding the answer. But here Gideon Antwi in pursuit of Harvey Dykes, who possesses really good ring craft and fluid shot selection. Antwi looking to close the distance, Dykes up on his toes.
I was actually wondering what the noise was, which shot he was applauding, but I just realised it was Patrick Brown going by his fans. I was thinking, was there something I missed? But it wasn't.
So it's Antwi long bridging with the lead right hand, with southpaw left not too far away, then bobbing and weaving in the corner, making Dykes fall short with his attempted attack. Antwi digging away on the inside, Dykes trying to respond with successful body attacks of his own. So the first round in the book. Sab Leo in the red corner, Bill Davis Here is Sab Leo from the Hot Box Academy, Hoddesdon Boxing Academy. It's Bill Davis over in the blue corner giving the instructions to Dykes.
Yeah, Dykes was putting the pressure on. You see him come here with the two-handed attack. Makes Dykes miss a lot. He's got good upper body movement and good trunk defences. He ends on a good hook there, Dyke. He's just trapping Antwi's arms and letting him work with the other arm. The referee's just warning about the trapping of the arm.
So into the second round we go then. Mention the fact that Harvey Dykes was edged out by Dr. Ike Ogbo in the championship final at the back end of last year. In the third meeting between the two at the semi-final stage, it was Dykes who prevailed. A unanimous points decision verdict to edge him ahead 2-1 in their rival. That's how he's returned to his second consecutive championship final. As for Gideon Antwi, well, he actually didn't box in the semis. Walkover after George Howden was unable to make it to the boxing ring, the man from the Linacre Lane Boxing Club, after sustaining an eye problem in his preceding bout. Spoke with Antwi briefly at those championships and said that he was really looking forward to getting some solid training in between that semi-final walkover and here, and was ringside when Dykes left the boxing ring, and he was elated at the verdict over his familiar rival. Said that he can't wait to go and contest for his second consecutive crown.
Yeah, Dykes for like obviously for 92 plus kilos, he's quite light on his feet and he moves around well. Antwi's got to pin him down and keep him in the corners where he is now and let his shots go a bit more. He's flicking the jab out, but he's not really doing much with it. He's letting Dykes dictate it by popping the jab out and moving around and being light on his feet and not staying in the same position to be hit.
So he's using all the space of the ring. Is Dykes up on his toes, showing terrific movement in both directions, left and right. Antwi just spoken to about his responsibility to keep his head up. Counter left hand was off the mark from Dykes, bobbing and weaving his way forwards now. Behind that bustling footwork is Antwi, and look at how he's covering up on the inside. Right hand to the rear of his temple just to ward off the attacks coming in from Dykes' left flank. But Dykes using all of the space of the boxing ring.
And Antwi's just letting him, he's not cutting him off and stopping him, just being able to hit and move around, and he's dictating when he wants to throw, when he's going to engage and when he's not.
Catapulting himself off the ropes is Dykes, looking for sneaky left hand. He was slapped by a right hand lead there from Antwi, who continues to press. Dykes breathing through an open mouth, steps back into the breach, ties up Antwi with the right hand and digging away with the left, leaning on and continuing to fire away with that southpaw backhand.
Wasn't really any big moments in that round, and nothing really landed crisp or clean. And when it comes to, you know, I probably would say that Dykes had the better of that round, just simply because he was moving and dictating how the action was going. So when you look back at that in the final round, or when the decision's made, you might be a little bit disappointed that you didn't just make something and create something to get that round, because it only takes one big moment in a round like that to make the judges decide that it's your round.
Seconds up, third and final round.
So into the third and final round we go then. Gideon Antwi, comfortable switch hitter, but he's remained exclusively in the southpaw stance throughout this contest. 40 fights on his record, losing just 9 of them. And he said that some of the 9 that he's lost, he said in hindsight he has been too passive. And so he's trying to be more aggressive. Now he switches to the orthodox stance in a bid to cut off the ring and close the distance against Harvey Dykes.
Yeah, Dykes is still being allowed the room and the space to be able to move at his own free will. Good body
Good work
shots.
to the body from Dykes, slamming them underneath the elbows of Antwi, who's continuing to operate in the orthodox stance, looking to quicken his feet. But Dykes, sounds counterintuitive to say it for a 92 kilogram plus super heavyweight, but he is an elusive figure.
He is. He moves very well for someone of that weight. And you can see him. He can get round just like he does there. He's hitting and spinning around. He's moving and skating around the good backhand hook.
So now Dykes on the front foot, looking to trap Antwi in his own corner. Disengaging once again. That's a good right hand to the body landed from Antwi, and he's targeting the torso of the man in blue gloves very well indeed during that portion of the round. Now he switches back to the southpaw stance. Dykes continuing to demonstrate twinkle-toed movement, and Antwi looks to rob him of that by slamming a right hand into his torso. Just beyond the midpoint of the 3rd and final round. Terrific triggered attack from Harvey Dykes, slapping in the final southpaw left after he set it up with a lead right jab. Away from the sport of boxing, Dykes has his own refuse clearing business. Give him a call, he'll come around with his van, size up the job and take away what you no longer want. In between that type of running that type of business, puts in the miles, puts in the hard work with Bill Davies at the Hillcrest Boxing Club in Brighton, and desperately in pursuit of a national title. But so too is Antwi, who was edged by the eventual champion Ike Ogbo at the quarterfinal stage last year.
Yeah, you've got to remember a majority of these athletes that we've seen today are amateur athletes. Well, they all are amateur athletes, but you know, they work as well, and or they go to university, or so it's not a career that they just solely concentrate on boxing. They work it around other stuff, and you've got to give credit to that, because it's such a tough sport, and you've got to be quite good at a lot of things.
Well, these two men demonstrated that they were certainly good at the sport of boxing over the course of the 3 3-minute rounds. And again, wonderful to see that respect between the two. Gideon Antwi making his way over to Bill Davis, Harvey Dykes over to Sab Leo to exchange salutations and sentiments. But Harvey Dykes up on his toes. Antwi did start to shovel in some hard body shots in the 3rd and final round. But is it going to be enough? Two men in pursuit of their first national title in the super heavyweight division.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both boxers. So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards where your officials and ringside scored about a unanimous victory in favour of your over 92 kilo national amateur champion. Boxing out of the blue corner, it's
Harvey Dykes pogos on the canvas of the boxing ring at having been declared the national champion. A unanimous points decision verdict over Gideon Antwi. And having been edged in the final last year, Harvey Dykes returns to the championship stage. And this time he has got it right. The super heavyweight champion in the 92 kilogram plus decision. In the 92 kilogram plus division is Harvey Dykes from the Hillcrest Boxing Club. A terrific performance by him. Gideon Antwi returning to this venue, edged out once again. It's another championship silver for the man from the Hillcrest Boxing, from the Hoddesdon Boxing Club.
Antwi did really well. His trunk and his upper body movement was good. You seen at the end, few credits there. But he just didn't throw enough, especially in rounds 2 and 3. It was very, very difficult to give him the rounds. He was making him miss, but he wasn't making him pay.
So Harvey Dykes, the national champion. He is the England super heavyweight king in the over 92 kilogram division, prevailing on a split decision verdict over Gideon Antwi. And here is Patrick Brown, a popular winner of the Boxer of the Championships. The man who claimed his second heavyweight title here today, going home with more hardware, having been named the Boxer of the Championships here at Manchester Central. So while he poses for the photographer's ringside, Gideon Antwi giving him a hug of respect, man who took the title at super heavyweight the last time it was here. Wonderful moment for Patrick Brown. So that just wraps up the championships here from Manchester Central. And I just get the closing thoughts of Natasha Jonas at the conclusion of 23 national championship finals, where all of the boxers competed with such skill, spirit and fervour.
It must have been tough to choose a boxer at the tournament, because to be honest, there was a few that I'd had down for myself, but yeah, Patrick Brown was a deserving winner. But it's great to see just the depth of talent that's coming through, especially from the younger ones, and they've got so much time to develop. You can box in the amateurs until you're 40. If you stay on that career and you're headed towards that GB path, how good can you be when you're already winning titles at 18? And you've got the likes of Delicious coming through, and he's now competing in tournaments after winning his ABAs the year before, and now he's on that GB podium squad, which is, you're on the steps to the Olympic progression, and that's where everyone here wants to be.
Indeed, so many boxers, both male and female, who went on to great things on the international scene in World Championships, Olympic Games. Look back through the annals, and so many of them started here at the National Boxing Championships. Make a note of the names you've witnessed today, because we may well be seeing them in the future as well. So on behalf of the entire team here, it just remains for me, Ronald McIntosh, saying thank you for staying with us. Make sure you stay across the BBC Sport and indeed the England Boxing websites for all of the latest news, updates and information for all that is going on in the Olympic code of the sport of boxing. And we hope to see you again for more action from the amateur boxing scene. Thank you for staying with us. Bye for now.